Hi, it's Joseph D here again. This is the continuation of the last series of videos I've posted regarding the miniature milling machine I'm making, or the mini mill. This is the base plate so far. I've been doing some more work on it using a long series mill this time to clean up the inside and to go right through. At the moment I've gone about 35mm through, so it's nearly 3/4 of this 1.5 inch block. It's coming along very well, using my trusted Clarke 6-speed lathe courtesy of Machine Mart. I bought this lathe in 2001. I saved my own pocket money and bought it. I've had it ever since. It's been a great lathe. I've got a tailstock chuck which fits in here, which I don't use often. But anyway, I've got it set up to do milling, and this is clamped solid in the chuck using a 1/2 inch socket drive, so this cutter's held very tightly. Solid carbide mill, long series mill, and I've been having great success and producing very good work. I cut these dovetails on it last week, and you know, providing you take your time and you don't rush, you can do quite a good job. It acts as a great milling machine, an alternative to my MCO FB2 mill, which I can't get to at the moment because my other workshop is full of junk. So I'm having to improvise and use the lathe to do the work. And providing you have a lathe, you can make just about anything, because you can turn a lathe into a mill quite effectively. And everything is all held rigid, solid, you know, it's not going to go anywhere. Everything's all tight here, so I'm happy. I'll just carry on now. Pause it here a minute just to show you something. Now this block is about 1.5 inches thick, nearly 2 inches, and I'm about 3/4 of the way through. Once I get nearly all the way through, I will take this block out of this vise and lift it up slightly, putting a spacer behind it, because I don't want to come through and damage my vise with the milling cutter. So I'm going to put a piece of metal behind here as a safety barrier and carry on again once I go through, so I know I'm alright. And just to tell you a little bit about this lathe, it's a 3/4 horse motor, induction motor, 550 watts. It does very well, it's very torquey. I think it's double capacitor motor, I'm not sure. But I bought it back in the day. I never thought it was going to be that good, because this was the first lathe I ever got. It's been brilliant. And I have another lathe which is a BV25 long bed lathe, which is in the other workshop in the other shed, the white one you see in the other videos. That's a good lathe too. And you know, but there's one complaint I have about that lathe: the cross slide travel on that lathe is very poor. This one here allows me to have a lot of cross slide, about nearly 300mm travel, which gives a good scoop for milling, while the other lathe must be only 150mm, which is very poor. So I'd like to set this one up to use as a mill. Even though I've used it on the other one, I've done milling on that one too, I find this is a better lathe for doing it. So any guys who got a Clarke Metalworker 6-speed lathe, you can use it as a mill, providing you exercise common sense and safety. I never rush anything, I take my time. It does a really good job. I mean, you get naysayers saying you have to have an expensive collar to hold the milling cutters, and that's a load of nonsense. You can if you really wanted to, but I find the standard 6-inch chuck it comes with and a 1/2 inch drive socket is ample to tighten this up and off, so it's adequate. This cutter doesn't drift or move. I've used so many other cutters. I've got a, what's his name, dovetail cutter here. This is also being used. Fly cutters, everything. Never had any problem. And I'll carry on again now. Thanks for watching. Best wishes, Joseph D.